bloody fantastic.
Hello everybody, my name is Goodboy and welcome to a video on how to counterpick Phantom Assassin. So the first thing I want to start with is, of course, as always, the changelog. The biggest changelog reckoning that happened to Phantom Assassin was in 7.20. Phantom Strike got adjusted, so the limit of how many attacks it had was ended. They rescaled the attack speed bonus and its duration, which were shorter. The attack speed was higher, but effectively it just allowed the ability to, in theory, scale better with time. And so a huge level of attacks could be burst in a 2.5 second period, making Phantom Strike quite scary as an ability, funnily enough, especially as the game progressed. The other thing they did, though, that was the most notable was they reworked Blur. Blur still has its passive component, the evasion, but it now also has what is effectively a type of permanent, cannot be revealed invisibility, unless she gets near buildings or enemy heroes. So effectively what it is a type of smoke, because not even observer wards or sentry wards will reveal PA. And what she'll do now is able to approach enemies and then strike from the shadows, as it were, while the active component of Blur is still on her. So quite a little scary little ability there, and free infinite smoke for a hero that loves to approach and kill people is actually really quite overpowered. Very, very scary, and, you know, it's kind of, you know, fair play. In successive patches, because everyone went nuts for Phantom Assassin, they're having a series of quite savage nerfs, notably in 7.20E, where they nerfed literally every single one of her abilities. But that being said, PA still remains a highly competitive and highly dangerous hero that you'll definitely want to know how to deal with. So first off, let's look at the strengths of PA from her abilities and who it counters. So the first ability, Blink Strike, obviously puts you right in the face of your enemies and allows you to cut their heads off. So heroes like Drow, Sniper and Clinks, who love to have their distance, really despise PA jumping in them and kicking them in. Please also note that Blink Strike is also Pierce's spell immunity. So heroes like Juggernaut and Lifestealer, even with their abilities active, giving themselves magic immunity, will still find PA will jump on them and kill them. So definitely worth taking that into account. As for Blur, Blur mainly still counters physical damage of heroes, so like Ursa, Wind Ranger and Slark. Naturally, of course, if another hero has evasion, that makes it very, very difficult for Phantom Assassin. But because hers is passive and theirs is active, what it means is as soon as their ability ends, right back to business with PA. However, PA herself continually enjoys that increased physical damage resistance. Auto-cast heroes also have a problem. So Outward Devourer, Husker, similar problems. They rely on getting their attacks through, and because of evasion, that means they're dealing a lot less damage. And once again, this is quite a good counter. Anti-Mage also will struggle with Phantom Assassin. However, because of his very effective escape mechanism, it can be quite difficult for PA to continue to track and kill him. But even as Anti-Mage levels up, her evasion, the evasion of PA will protect her from a lot of the damage that Anti-Mage would deal. Finally, Coup de Grace, the huge levels of physical damage, works very, very well on low armor heroes. Heroes like Husker, heroes like Nyx. It also works exceptionally well on squishy supports that don't have very good disables. So heroes like Keeper of the Light, Witch Doctor, Ancient Apparition, Disruptor, and Warlock. I mean, some of those do have kind of disables, but not especially. And so these squishy heroes will take a huge level of physical damage and die. And so as a support, picking those kind of heroes into Phantom Assassin is going to be a nightmare. So moving on to heroes that then counter PA, naturally you can work around a lot of her strengths by playing on her weaknesses. She has very, very low levels of physical health. This of course means that heroes with high magic damage burst are absolutely going to do her in. So from a support point of view, Lion, Shaman and Bane all do high levels of nuke, but they also disable. And that's kind of the big problem for PA as well, constantly disabling her, allowing her to be damaged or nuked. will really shut her down fast. And they're great heroes, whatever lane she's in, putting those heroes, assuming safe lane for example, they'll do really well. Core heroes, assuming you play these heroes as core though, Tinker and Lena, again, similar problems. A huge amount of continuous magic damage will really mess her up. And playing against a Tinker mid is a great way to guarantee that you'll die. So that's you know, those don't help. Silver Edge carriers are a problem for you later on in the game. Now, generally, of course, there are 2 core items that you would try and counter PA with. A Silver Edge is one of them if you're a core. And this is where you would see heroes like Slark, Shadow Fiend, Sniper, Troll Warlord, all a big problem. Providing, of course, they've got the Silver Edge prior to the Silver Edge, then actually PA is going to be a counter to them. Don't forget, of course, though, Troll's active abilities are also a nightmare for PA, so just generally avoid Troll. But the other heroes prior to the Shadowblade Silver Edge, particularly the Silver Edge upgrade, are actually going to have a tough time with PA. So don't plan for a long game against these heroes if you're against them. Illusion heroes are a problem for her in the sense that she doesn't have any meaningful AoE until she gets Cleave, either Talents or Battle Fury, for example. So PL, Terrorblade, CK can quickly overwhelm her. However, once you got a Battle Fury, or if you go for some kind of, you know, talent tree Cleave, then all of a sudden PA can become not as big of a problem for her anymore. So just kind of look out for that. And again, it's game timing and leveling and itemization that makes a big difference. So tanky heroes like Centaur, Underlord and Bristleback all are big problems for her because her massive damage doesn't actually matter because their health is so high. Also a special mention to TA in the sense that while Refraction is on and in the mid lane from side blades, PA really just struggles. And again, blocking crits with the Refraction is, you know, really undermines everything that Phantom Assassin's trying to do. So generally a very good hero there, but general tanks are going to be a nightmare. Finally, heroes that force damage, force PA to fight them and have return damage are complete hell. So Axe and Legion Commander both have Blade Mail as a core item, and they can both force PA to fight them. And then suddenly her massive physical damage is turned on her and kills her. So providing you got Blade Mail, those 2 heroes are hard counters. So if you're a carry, good items that counter are items like Silver Edge is probably the best. Silver Edge both disables the passive component of Blur, meaning you can hit her with physical damage, but also coup de grace doesn't work either, which means she's not dishing out much damage. So while she is broken, as it were, with the break ability, you can seriously dish out crazy levels of damage. A great little item, particularly if you're a Shadowblade or benefit from carrying a Shadowblade. MKB is the next one because that just means you will always be able to hit her, or most of the time hit her at least. MKB offers, again, a great core item for a lot of heroes, and so works very, very nicely. If you're more interested in playing defensively, probably the cheapest, best value item is going to be a Blade Mail. You'll return a huge amounts of damage, and typically PA can't take what she dishes out, so that works exceptionally well. Assault Cuirass will massively buff your own armor, which also helps against the physical damage. And Heaven's Hellbard is a good way of disabling Phantom Assassin from continuing to attack you. If you're playing more of a support, then different items will work really, really well. So obviously healing yourself with Mechanism can, as your health is dropping and your team's health is dropping, can work quite nicely. But Medallion is a great way to give yourself bonus armor and protect yourself. And again, usually if you're playing support, there are other benefits to you as a hero, like for example the mana regen that works quite nicely. If generally she's being a pain, a Glimmer Cape will offer you great escape. But 2 of the best items that are going to really be a problem for PA, the first one is Yule's, either yourself or if she's already got a BKB on, you can protect yourself with it if you can't use it on her. That works really, really well. And kind of gives you a little bit of time either to escape or allow the game to progress so that something else has happened, so she's had to move on or something. And then there's Ghost Scepter. So with Ghost Scepter activated, there's literally nothing that PA can do against you while it's on, and this works exceptionally well. So finally, we'll go through heroes, popular heroes right now that everyone's playing and you don't generally want to be picking into, but the heroes that you do want to be picking into. So in terms of heroes that she's weak against, Pudge, Lion, Axe, Legion Commander, and Rubik are all the heroes that you want to look out for. Now, Axe and Legion Commander, I've mentioned force fights with Blade Mail. They're two very popular heroes. Definitely do not pick into those. Rubik can really disrupt you in the lane, as can Lion with the disables and then the nukes. And then finally, Pudge can be a pain. Again, it kind of depends how the game goes, but Pudge can really annoy you. And remember, of course, even with BKB, his Dismember will go through it. So these are serious problems for you. And generally picking into those heroes isn't so much a problem. Pudge is probably the least scary one, but the other ones I've mentioned are going to generally be a mistake, particularly the Axe and Legion Commander. In terms of popular heroes that she's strong against, we have Slark, Sniper, Anti-Mage, Juggernaut, and Drow Ranger. So Drow Ranger and Sniper, as I mentioned, are kind of hard countered in the sense that she'll jump on them and cut their heads off. Anti-Mage and Slark are so physically damage dependent that her evasion, particularly in the early to mid game, will make it a nightmare for him. And then, of course, Juggernaut, she goes straight through the spell immunity with Blink Strike and isn't massively tanky, so he doesn't really like PA. So you're seeing those heroes, pick into them. You're seeing the other 5 heroes, don't pick them. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.